saturation and color boost control in primary wheels. This is the most obvious way to control saturation. The difference between color boost and saturation is that color boost affects the less saturated parts more. Saturation control will increase saturation in a more natural, organic way. Sometimes it's handy to use both in case you want to unify saturation across the whole image. In that case, what I like to do is to decrease saturation and increase color boost to get all the parts of the image evenly saturated. In primary wheels, you've got also color bars and log wheel tabs. But the saturation and color boost controls work the same way there. It's actually connected. If you change saturation, let's say in log wheel tab, you will see the same value in color wheels and color bars as well. You can also find saturation controls in HDR wheels. Each wheel has saturation adjustment. However, to control saturation of the whole image, you need to use the global wheel saturation control. Global saturation in HDR wheels has less scope and it behaves slightly different. If you observe the vector scope and play with the saturation control in HDR wheel, its characteristic might be more similar to color boost than saturation. You can use curves to enhance overall saturation, so open curves and make sure to switch to hue versus saturation curve. Then grab the horizontal line and move it upwards to increase the overall saturation. As you see on the vector scope, the saturation is added in a very linear way. Is a new tool that was added in version 19. It has quite some nice options to control overall saturation as well. Apart from saturation control, you can further balance it or adjust saturation depth. There is also a density control and density depth. Very wide range of tools to control global saturation. This tool is not ideal to correct saturation for the whole image, but if just by curiosity you want to do it, you can. Select all the points, and in here you've got saturation control. As you can see, you can easily break the image if you go too far. As said before, Warper tool is better for small adjustments and not global corrections. First, we need to set HSV color space and disable channel 1 and channel 3. And now, using only gain wheel in primaries, you can correct saturation. In some cases, this method works really nice, so it's worth trying. Yes, I'm not mistaken. Contrast is adding saturation to your image. Be aware of it. So, if you increase contrast in primaries, the saturation will be gradually added as well. In some cases, you might want to decrease saturation when adding contrast so that the image is not oversaturated but contrasty. This is not the case if you add contrast using HDR wheels. If you want to learn more about contrast, check out this video. Thanks for watching till the end. Hope you've learned something. Cheers and see you in the next one.